This is the A Free Spirit Life Podcast, episode 13.
To be free, to feel free, to be free.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
When you talk, you're going to have to kind of talk right here so the microphone can hear you.
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Grayson.
And do you like recording podcasts?
Yeah.
Why do you like recording them?
Because Ed always gets to.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't.
So this is your chance to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for you.
What?
What do you love about your life?
I love you and I love my dog.
You love me and you love your dog?
Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
My house and my brothers, my mom and my dog, my dad. That's all I'm grateful for.
Well, that's nice. What makes you happy?
My life.
Wow. You love your life?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
You're just biting my foot.
Your doggy's biting your foot?
Hey, you don't know.
Hey, so you are happy about your life.
Yeah.
What makes you happy about life?
My tummy and my heart.
Tummy in your heart?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
'Cause I love my heart. 'Cause I don't want to go
You don't want to go where?
heaven.
You don't want to go to heaven?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
And I have a sad heart.
You have a sad heart?
Yeah. 'Cause it would be sad if I go there.
Ah, so you don't want to go to heaven because you would feel a sad heart?
Yeah.
How do you know when your heart is sad and when your heart feels happy?
'Cause my tummy has a bad feeling.
Your tummy has a bad feeling when you're sad?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool to notice about yourself.
On the buckle.
So what does your tummy feel like when you're happy?
My tummy feels great, so, and my heart goes bigger, and then I feel happy because my tummy likes me.
That's interesting. What do you like to do with your brothers?
Play and 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 play.
What do you think the word grateful means?
I love you.
Well, I have wings and I can fly, but this weight will bring me to the ground. I'm growing.
Hi, and welcome to this podcast. I'm Shannon Kinney-Duh, creator of AFreeSpiritLife.com. And if you're new to the show, thank you for being here. If you've been listening to every episode, thank you to you as well. This particular podcast episode is about gratefulness. In particular, it's about being grateful for the life that we're currently living. And you hear about gratitude all the time. We just wrapped up the Thanksgiving holiday. I took the week off to spend time with my family. It was wonderful. And it's a word that we hear and throw around quite a bit. You've heard of gratitude journals. Everyone understands, I think, the concept of being grateful. But how often do we slip out of that habit? And instead of focusing and honoring and celebrating what we have going on in our life, what is working, what's going well, we tend to focus on what isn't going well, what isn't working out, what we don't have. And I want to read this little excerpt. Some of you might be sign up for the Notes from the Universe. It's just a daily inspirational email that you can sign up for, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes if you'd like to join it. This is the one I received today. It says, "Be careful of what you wish for, Shannon, not just because you might get it, but because in the wishing you may reinforce its absence in your life. Better to give a great big yee-haw Thank you, woohoo, in advance for having already received it, and act as if you already have it. Woohoo, the universe. That's how they sign the messages. This note arrived in my inbox on a day after a particularly hard evening with my 4-year-old. He is great when his brothers are at school, but he's dealing with some feelings when they are all together and he's seeking attention. It usually happens in the evening hours when I'm helping my oldest with his homework, or I'm helping my middle guy with his music lesson, or I'm getting dinner or making lunches. There's a lot going on. And this little 4-year-old who's used to spending the one-on-one time with me in the day, he's, acting out. He's hitting, he's taking his brother's toys, he's grabbing the dog, and he just is not listening. And, sometimes you can be a mindful parent, and then sometimes you just become this angry, freaked out, have no brain human being. And that's kind of where I started to go last night. And it was so frustrating. And afterwards, after we all had kind of major meltdowns and lots of chaos, we hugged and we said sorries, and we, said we love each other, and we did what we needed to do to sleep. But as a parent, that we have these moments when you feel a deep sense of regret, like you just didn't handle that well. And even if you're not a parent, you understand that feeling of regret for sure. There's just moments that we aren't our best selves. We aren't able to stay present or to stay peaceful. And the hardest part, I think, is that afterwards we feel we beat ourselves up, or we feel we focus on that one moment that didn't go well, or we focus on what isn't working. What is our child doing? What is this problem we have to fix? And we focus on, that feeling in ourselves that we're not enough in some way, that we screwed up. And we highlight that. And when I got this note in my inbox today, it reminded me that so often we reinforce what's absent in our life. We highlight that which isn't there or which isn't working. And instead, what if we shifted our perspective? What if we changed how we saw everything in our life? The things that we think are problems, what if they're not problems at all? The things that we think we need to fix, what if we focused on the things that are working really well? How would that change our life and how we feel about our life? And could we feel more grateful for the life that we're living, even now when we don't have all that we want? So as I relate to what happened to me last night, I think of it like, okay, this was not a good moment for me and my 4-year-old. This was not the best moment for our family, and I felt crappy about it afterwards. And I was able to get some sleep and reconnect with him, and we're starting a new day. But if I keep focusing on that moment, I'm missing out on the moment when we woke up this morning, when he was hugging me and loving me, and just feeling the warm breath of his sweet little nose on my chest. The moments that we had today at our dog park, and his sweet little 4-year-old voice, and those big eyes that are looking up at me and wanting that attention. Those are the things that make life so rich and meaningful. Those are the things I'm most grateful for. And I, like all of us, can get sidetracked and start to highlight what isn't working or what we don't have rather than what we do. And to me, that's what being grateful really is all about. It's shining a light on the beauty in your own life right here, right now, the simplicity of it, your breath. just being alive right here and now is something to be grateful for. The weather, the sunshine or the rain, the relationships in your life, your health, your wellness, your state of mind, whatever it is, so much that we can be grateful for. And when we do, when we celebrate what we have, it opens our heart to joy. It opens how we feel, and we're more elevated. Our energy is higher. We feel better. And in that feeling better, we connect to joy. We feel more joyful. We feel more alive. We feel more present. We're not caught in our head trying to fix the problem that we're highlighting. Instead, we're living. We're walking forward with love. We're opening up to new experiences. That is the gift of gratefulness. And that is truly what manifests when you focus on gratefulness. It's this joy. It's this joyful living. And that's what my kids teach me, that no matter what, we can butt heads, we can have a bad moment, but the very next day or the very next breath, we can giggle, we can play some tickle chase, we can love each other, and right back in the moment of joy, we are there. And so think about this in your life this week. It's wonderful to write in your journal what you're grateful for. It's wonderful to reach out to the people in your life and thank them and give thanks to those around you. And it's also such a beautiful practice to have this state of mind, this state of being, which is having an open and grateful heart. Meaning you see things in a different way and you retrain yourself to stop focusing on what isn't in your life and to start highlighting what is. And so as I started with this conversation, that notes from the universe, it says, be careful of what you wish for, not just because you might get it, but because in the wishing, you may reinforce its absence in your life. It's in that wishing that I'm not seeing what is, because my mind is distracted on what I wish I had, what I wished could be different, rather than what is. This moment with my child and him hitting and getting attention, we had a meltdown. We had a blow up. It wasn't pretty, but it happened. We did the best that we could to reconnect. And if I continue to wish that didn't happen or wish it away, then I'm missing those big blue eyes looking up at me right now. I'm missing what is happening, what I do have, the connection and the love and the preciousness that is here, that is now. And so continue to see in your own life, where are you highlighting the problems? Where are you focusing on what you don't have? How are you reinforcing its absence in your life? How can you focus on the gratitude? How can you say, woohoo, thank you? How can you feel as though you've already received it? It takes practice. It takes a practice in being grateful. This is when you start to see your life in a whole new way. This is when you start to see your relationships in a whole new way. So as I've been reflecting on this in my own life, it makes me really think about when do I get upset with my spouse, let's say, and I focus on that one thing he did that I thought wasn't the way he should have done it. And if I highlight that and I don't let that go, I'm not making room for that love, that deep connection, that celebration of what I have with him, because I'm highlighting, I'm holding on to, I'm carrying that one thing he did 4 days ago that pissed me off, right? And I believe that that's kind of our nature. We kind of hold on to things. But really, the gift of living a grateful and joyful life comes in that forgiveness, in that letting go, in accepting what is, and in highlighting, celebrating, and honoring what you do have, honoring what has happened, honoring what is. Another example, we're in the process of buying a car, and I have been driving a 2002 Ford Escape for 5 years, and it's old, and it's time, and we're busting at the seams with 3 little boys in this back seat of this small car. And I'm ready. I'm ready for a new car. We found a beautiful new car, and I love everything about it, and I'm so excited. And it was so funny. Here we are buying this car that I've wanted, and there was a sense of sadness about saying goodbye to this Ford, this car that I've complained about for the last 5 years. And in reflecting about that, it reminds me that no matter what, we can change the things externally. We can get new cars. We can get new clothes. We can, read the best parenting books. We can, whatever it is, that is in your life right now that you're working on, that problem that you want to fix. But if we're not working internally, if we're not connected to the gratitude, the joy, the peace, the contentment within our own hearts, no matter what kind of car you get, no matter what kind of new clothes, no matter how perfect your kids behave, you're never going to find that deep and true happiness, because you're always going to focus on the next problem. You're always going to want more. You're always going to feel that you've never arrived. And so I'm honoring this old 2002 Ford Escape. I'm grateful for the 5 years it's given me. I am so grateful at the opportunity to get a new car. And I am going to keep myself in check and make sure that I continue to focus on what I do have and not what I don't have. And that's what I hope to inspire you with today as we continue to be grateful for the life that we have. You, my friend, you have a beautiful life. Do you have problems? Do you have baggage? Do you have regrets? Most likely, yes. And now, as we move into this moment, this fresh, clean slate, you can take a breath. You can let go of what you're holding on to. You can stop wishing your life would be different. You can stop reinforcing what you don't have and instead say thank you. Woohoo! Yeehaw! This is the life that you're living. Even if it's not the vision that you had for your life, this is it. Right here, right now. Doesn't mean it won't change. This is your moment to change. And here's what's so cool. Life is going to pass us by regardless. So you can let life pass you by as you focus on what isn't working and what you don't have. Or you can let your life pass you by and be present, be connected to it, and appreciate and celebrate what you're grateful for, what you do have. And believe me, there's more resonance there. There's more elevated energy there. There's more aliveness in the gratitude, because gratitude leads to joy, which leads to pure peace and contentment. And that is my hope for all of us as we just wrapped up celebrating the holiday of thankfulness. What are you most grateful for in this moment? What are you wishing for? How can you let go of wishing your life could be a certain way and instead envision that it is exactly, perfectly imperfect right here, right now? The life that you are living is unfolding in its own timing. It is unfolding as it should. There is no perfect path. The only path that is right for you is the path that you are living. So today, my friend, as you walk forward on your path, stay connected to and open your grateful heart. Highlight and celebrate what's working, how you want your life to be, and envision that it is right here, right now, by saying thank you. Thank you to those in your life. Thank you to the sun and the moon and the sky and the trees. Thank you for your own breath. Thank you for whatever comes next for you. I am grateful for you for taking the time to listen. If this show resonates with you, let me know. Send me an email, Shannon@afreespiritlife.com. Let me know what you're grateful for. And join us in our Facebook group, A Free Spirit Life Community. Look that up on Facebook or go to freespiritlife.com and click on Facebook. Join our free community there where we're sharing in the discussion from each show. And lastly, I have a free audio of a yoga pose that is wonderful for opening your heart. It's a gentle back bend, and I guide you through it on my website. So go to afreespiritlife.com and look for episode 13. In the show notes there, you can click for a free audio of a gentle guided back bend. And this is a beautiful pose for opening your grateful heart. It will make you feel open and excited and alive. And I am happy that you would take the time to listen. So thank you, my friend. And I will see you next time.
Open your heart and your soul.